Hello. We produced a video about 2 or 3 weeks ago following a team meeting talking to Dr. Paul Stillman about NHS reform and the white paper. Now clearly it's something that's moving at a pace, so here we are 2 or 3 weeks later and I'm joined by Paul again. His dust has settled a little bit. What are GPs thinking at the moment?
I think that the talk amongst the troops is very much on this commissioning basis. There were many other things in the original white paper, but it's commissioning that's caught their eye, and quite rightly so. I mean, it's going to make a huge impact upon the way that we work and indeed the way that we think.
Okay, and I guess the obvious change is that dynamic. So previously working for a PCT, now a Consortia working for you. How's that being done?
Absolutely right, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, for the last 5 years, probably more, we have had the concept of commissioning. It's been done through the PCT, and the interested and enthusiastic general practitioners, largely at their own volition, have signed up to it. And frankly, we've got next to nowhere. And the prospect of real commissioning, if we went along like that, would probably never happen. Now, all of a sudden, for whatever political reasons, the new government have said, we want to make it happen, we want to make it quickly, and we're going to put you guys very firmly in the driving seat. And the mixture has been obviously one of, hey, great, this is what we've been saying for years, we want it. But hold on a bit, it's a bit scary actually when the potato really is in your own hand, isn't it?
No, for sure. So I mean, obviously, what are those kind of big questions, big concerns that have surfaced?
Right. It's always easier to blame somebody else in life, and we've been particularly good at saying there isn't enough money. Now we're told the figure of £80 billion is being blasted around the media. But actually, what does that mean? How does it compare to what we've got? Will we have enough money? And most importantly, because accountability features very strongly in the new recommendations, what does that mean? I mean, what are you going to do 8 or 9 months into your financial year when you run out of money? I mean, I'm not telling you what you're not going to do. They're not going to close you down and say, no, you can't order any more operations. So what are the penalties for actually not getting it right?
Okay, so consequence is a big thing.
Yeah, I think that's the first, and I think that's probably the prime worry. Not that GPs are cynical, as well you know, but if we were, there would be the sort of slight temptation to think, if we came back in even 3 years' time, would it actually look greatly different? If you look at the white paper, yeah, we're in charge, the PCT has gone, and we're making all the decisions, but actually what that process means, and they say in the paper, they accept the fact that GPs will firstly need to acquire skills, pretty quickly too, and secondly, they're going to need to acquire help. They're going to need to appoint external commissioners, which the government have allowed for. And I kind of wonder who those external commissioners will be. I mean, is it just possible it could be the same people that are currently working in the PCT, now working in my practice instead?
Could be. No, interesting. And I guess a lot of that kind of boils into how quickly is this going to happen? I mean, nothing's happened yet.
Nothing at all has happened yet. A huge amount of talk, quite a lot of anxiety, but no real action. But I guess we shouldn't get complacent. If you look at the timetable from the government, they want this to go through absolutely neck-break speed. I mean, they're talking about a shadow consortia within a year, and going live probably within about 2 to 2.5 years. PCTs disappearing in 2013. Now, I know it is tempting just to sort of lean back and say, yeah, but government departments, they always overrun. They never do things on time. It'll slip. If you're a coalition government who have got in almost by the skin of your teeth, the one thing they've got to do, they've only got 5 years in total, and the one thing they've got to do, therefore, is to act very quickly, because there's no point using all that 5 years flapping about. They've got to be able to say at the end of 5 years, we said we'd change things, we have changed things, and these are the results, which means they've got to get on with it. I suspect that timescale may actually happen.
Fascinating. Perhaps we'll leave it there for today, but there's still a few more questions I'd like to ask, so I'm sure we'll revisit this very soon.